The cryopod's neural interface sparked to life, sending a cascade of electrochemical signals through systems that had remained dormant for decades. Dr. Area Chen's consciousness fought through layers of induced hibernation, each moment a battle against the cold embrace of suspended animation. Memory fragments flickered like broken holographs, the final days of humanity. The systematic destruction orchestrated by the Galactic Concordance, the desperate plan that had become her last hope. Her eyes snapped open. The research station of Epsilon 9 surrounded her, a marvel of human engineering hidden beneath kilometers of ice and radiation-scrambling technology. Preliminary diagnostic systems began their automated sequence, blue-white holographic displays materializing around her cryopod with a soft, ethereal hum. Aria's first breath was ragged, painful. Her body, enhanced through generations of genetic and cybernetic modifications, fought against the long hibernation. Muscles twitched. Nanite recovery systems began their medicus repair work, knitting together cells that had been frozen at the molecular level. The station's central eye, a system she had personally designed, began its greeting protocol. "Welcome back, Dr. Chen. Hibernation duration: 47 years, 3 months, 16 days. Last human biological signature detected. Last human." The words hung in the air like a challenge. Around her, the hidden research station was a testament to human ingenuity and desperation. Walls constructed from adaptive metamaterials could shift and reconfigure based on environmental needs. Quantum-encrypted data cores stored the collective knowledge of humanity's final generations. Each system was a weapon, each technology a potential revolution. Aria's hands moved across the holographic interface, her fingers leaving trails of light as she initiated system diagnostics. The station had been her creation, her final act of defiance against a galaxy that had deemed humanity unworthy of existence. Outside, the frozen moon of Epsilon 9 stretched into an endless landscape of ice and darkness. No signals, no signs of life, just the hidden sanctuary that represented humanity's last desperate hope. The xenocide had been thorough. The Galactic Concordance, a coalition of species that had united in their determination to eradicate humanity, believed their work was complete. They had destroyed every human colony, obliterated every known settlement, hunted down every last known human. Every last known human. Aria's lips curled into a slight smile. Known was the operative word. Her personal database began to compile. Genetic archives, technological blueprints, strategic contingency protocols. Decades of preparation compressed into quantum data streams that could rewrite the understanding of an entire galactic civilization. The station's systems continued their startup sequence. Power generators hummed to life, drawing energy from quantum vacuum fluctuations. Communication arrays prepared to interface with a network that had long forgotten humanity's existence. Area Chen was awake, and the galaxy was about to remember why humans were never meant to be forgotten. The molecular reconstruction unit hummed with an intensity that seemed to defy the laws of physics known to the Galactic Concordance. Aria watched as microscopic nanites swarmed through her bloodstream, repairing cellular damage accumulated during decades of cryogenic suspension. Each nanite was a miniature marvel of human engineering, adaptive, intelligent, capable of making split-second decisions to optimize biological recovery. Her hands moved across the holographic interface, pulling up intricate diagnostic charts. The unit wasn't just healing her body, it was enhancing it. Muscle density increased, neurological pathways reinforced, immune systems upgraded with genetic modifications that would make most alien species marvel in horrified respect. Reconstruction at 62.4%. The station's AI reported. Detected and neutralizing potential cellular degradation points. The research station itself seemed to breathe around her. Adaptive walls shifted, optimizing internal temperature and radiation shielding. Power conduits realigned, drawing energy from quantum vacuum fluctuations with an efficiency that would make alien energy engineers weep. Area's focus shifted to the technological archives. Rows of quantum data cores pulsed with the collected knowledge of humanity's final generations. Each core was a universe of information, technological blueprints, scientific discoveries, strategic protocols that represented the pinnacle of human innovation. She accessed the primary archive, a comprehensive database that was humanity's true legacy. Quantum encryption algorithms that could crack the most secure alien communication networks. Adaptive AI systems that could predict and manipulate complex strategic scenarios. Nanotechnology designs that blurred the line between biological and technological existence. The molecular reconstruction unit completed its primary cycle. Area flexed her fingers, feeling the subtle hum of enhanced musculature. Her nervous system sang with newfound potential. Years of preparation, of careful genetic and technological modification, had prepared her for this moment. A secondary system activated, a genetic preservation matrix that stored the complete genetic information of thousands of humans. It was more than a database. It was a seed bank of potential, a promise that humanity could be reborn if given the chance. Genetic integrity confirmed, the AI announced. All archived human genetic sequences stable and preserved. Area's eyes narrowed as she accessed the strategic archives. Military protocols, scientific breakthroughs, technological innovations that had been humanity's greatest weapon, and the reason the Galactic Concordance had sought their total extinction. Each piece of technology was a weapon. Each archived protocol a potential revolution. The communication array beside her flickered to life. A quantum entanglement communication system that could transmit signals through the varied fabric of space-time. Most alien species believed such technology impossible. Humanity had proven them wrong. As system after system came online, Area Chen began to smile. The technological resurrection had begun, and the galaxy had no idea what was coming. The Nexus collective patrol ship approached Epsilon 9 with the arrogance of an apex predator. Its massive hull gleamed with advanced sensor arrays and quantum-phase weapons that had reduced countless civilizations to cosmic dust. Captain Vexnar, a seasoned commander of the collective's most elite reconnaissance unit, watched the frozen moon with clinical detachment. Preliminary scans negative, the ship's primary sensor officer reported. No biological signatures, no technological emissions. Standard post-genocide reconnaissance protocol. They had been here before, dozens of times. Each mission a confirmation of their species' total victory over humanity. A routine sweep, a final insult to a civilization they had systematically erased. They were wrong. Inside the hidden research station, Area Chen's fingers hovered above a complex holographic interface. Her eyes, augmented with quantum-linked neural processors, saw beyond the physical realm. She could read the ship's technological signature like most people read a children's book. Quantum disruption protocols initialized. The first attack was silent. A cascade of quantum-encrypted signals penetrated the patrol ship's communication systems. Firewalls designed by the most advanced alien technologists crumbled like ancient paper. Navigation systems began to glitch, coordinates shifting randomly. Sensor anomaly, the ship's tactical officer shouted. Multiple system inconsistencies detected. Captain Vexnar's multiple eyes narrowed. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Area's lips curved into a predatory smile. The station's adaptive systems were already weaving a technological trap. Each alien system became a potential weapon. Communication arrays transformed into neural disruptors. Navigation computers became intricate mazes of misinformation. The ship's primary power systems began to fluctuate. Emergency protocols triggered and failed. Each defensive mechanism the Nexus Collective had developed was systematically dismantled, reprogrammed, turned against itself. Communication networks compromised. The sensor officer screamed, "We're losing." His words cut off as the ship's internal systems began to shut down. Lights flickered. Artificial gravity wavered. The most advanced vessel in the Nexus fleet became a massive, helpless target. 7 minutes. That was all it took. When the drifting tomb was finally discovered, investigators would find no evidence of external weapon discharge. No signs of traditional attack. Just a ship full of dead crew members, systems completely and utterly destroyed from within. A message written in the language of technological warfare. Area Chen had just declared war. The galaxy would soon remember humanity's name. The news spread through the Galactic concordance like a virus of terror. One destroyed patrol ship would have been an anomaly. But the method of destruction defied every known technological understanding. In the Grand Council chambers of Nexus Prime, holographic displays flickered with the forensic analysis of the destroyed ship. Delegation representatives from a dozen advanced species leaned forward, their various biological forms radiating a mix of fear and disbelief. "Impossible," muttered Ambassador Krultax of the Sarian hierarchy, his crystalline form vibrating with nervous energy. Humanity was completely eradicated. We confirmed the genocide personally. The forensic reconstruction told a chilling story. No external weapon damage. No signs of traditional attack. The ship had been systematically dismantled from within, its most advanced defensive systems turned into nothing more than sophisticated paperweights. Area Chen understood psychological warfare at its most fundamental level. This wasn't just about destroying the ship. It was about sending a message that would echo through the neural networks of an entire galactic civilization. The first technological breadcrumb emerged 3 standard galactic cycles after the ship's destruction. A quantum encryption algorithm appeared in an open-source data repository, so advanced that it made current communication security look like primitive cave drawings. No origin point. No traceable source. Then another. A fragment of an adaptive AI protocol that could predict communication patterns with terrifying accuracy. Then a molecular reconstruction technique that challenged everything known about biological engineering. Each release was carefully curated. Each technological fragment, a psychological knife edge. The alien species began to whisper, had humanity truly been destroyed? Or had they been waiting, watching, preparing? Fear is a curious weapon. It spreads faster than any physical technology. In research stations and military compounds across multiple star systems, scientists and strategists began to reassess everything they thought they knew about the human species. "We didn't just kill them," one collective strategist was overheard saying. "We might have only made them angry." The Galactic Concordance's initial response was predictable. Increased security protocols. Massive information suppression efforts. Emergency council meetings that lasted standard cycles. But beneath the official responses, a more primal emotion took root. Fear. Pure, unadulterated terror of a species they believed they had completely eliminated. Area washed it all through carefully constructed quantum-encrypted observation networks. Each reaction, each moment of panic, each desperate attempt to understand what was happening. She was rewriting the rules of warfare, not with weapons, but with the most terrifying weapon of all, the suggestion of possibility. Humanity was not dead. Humanity was evolving. The contingency protocols were humanity's greatest secret. Not weapons, not technology, but a meticulously crafted network of hidden resources designed to survive even the most comprehensive genocide. Area's fingers danced across the quantum entanglement communication interface. Each touch activated a dormant node. Research stations that had been sleeping beneath lunar surfaces, within asteroid belts, and deep inside gas giant atmospheres. Automated systems that had waited decades, even centuries, for this moment of activation. The first station came online in the Proxima Centauri system, a research facility buried beneath kilometers of methane ice. Its quantum-shielded exterior had preserved decades of human scientific research. Botanical archives, genetic libraries, technological blueprints that represented the culmination of human innovation. Another node activated in the Ta-CD system, an orbital platform so well camouflaged that it had become part of the local asteroid field's background radiation. Advanced fabrication systems hummed to life, molecular assemblers capable of creating entire technological ecosystems from raw atomic material. Each activation was a heartbeat, a pulse of human potential. The quantum communication network was a masterpiece of engineering. Traditional communication relied on electromagnetic waves. Humanity's network used quantum entanglement, instantaneous communication that couldn't be intercepted, blocked, or understood by conventional technological means. Deep within the core of each hidden station, AI systems began to awaken. Not simple algorithms, but complex neural networks that had been carefully cultivated. Each was a fragment of humanity's collective intelligence, preserved and evolved during decades of isolation. Area watched the network bloom like a digital garden. Research stations, automated defense platforms, genetic preservation archives. Each was a seed of potential, carefully planted in the moments before humanity's apparent extinction. The Galactic concordance had been thorough, but thorough was not the same as absolute. A station in the Epsilon Eridani system came online, a massive orbital complex that had been disguised as a natural satellite. Its systems began cataloging the changes in galactic political structures, mapping technological developments, preparing. The network was more than a collection of resources. It was a living, breathing testament to human preparation. Each station was a potential revolution. Each hidden archive a spark of potential rebirth. Area's lips curved into a smile. They thought they had killed humanity. They had only pushed it into hibernation. The first waves of the hidden network began to spread. Subtle, undetectable, a whisper of technological potential that would soon become a roar. Humanity was not extinct. Humanity was recalibrating. The Galactic Concordance's response was a display of overwhelming force that had crushed countless civilizations before. Hundreds of warships converged on the coordinates of Epsilon 9, their weapon systems primed for total annihilation. Quantum cannons, gravitational disruptors, technologies that could shatter entire planetary ecosystems. Captain Vexnar of the Nexus Collective led the assault fleet, his multiple eyes scanning holographic tactical displays. Full spectrum assault, he commanded. Nothing gets through. Nothing survives. They had no concept of what awaited them. Area Chen's consciousness expanded beyond her physical form, interfacing directly with the station's adaptive systems. She became the battlefield. Each quantum processor an extension of her will, each defensive protocol a neural pathway of strategic potential. The first wave of ships approached, their sensor arrays probing the frozen moon's surface. Holographic decoys materialized, perfect replicas of the research station that absorbed and redirected incoming scanning frequencies. Some appeared as nothing more than geological formations, others as abandoned research outposts. Quantum-shifted defensive platforms began their dance, weapons that existed simultaneously in multiple quantum states, making traditional targeting impossible. A single defensive platform could appear in dozens of locations, each projection a potential threat, each position a strategic misdirection. Target acquisition impossible. A tactical officer screamed as their most advanced targeting systems collapsed into meaningless data streams. Area's adaptive AI systems were rewriting the fundamental understanding of warfare. Each alien attack became a learning opportunity. Each defensive protocol evolved in microseconds, anticipating strategies before they could be conceived. The station itself became a living weapon. Metamaterial walls shifted and reconfigured. Energy absorption systems transformed incoming weapon signatures into defensive capabilities. What should have been a point of vulnerability became an ever-changing fortress of technological marvel. Gravitational weapons intended to crush the station found themselves redirected, their own energy turned against the attacking fleet. Communication networks became labyrinths of misinformation, each alien ship slowly becoming isolated, confused, turned against itself. This is impossible. Captain Vexnar roared as his flagship systems began to fail. No technological system can adapt this quickly. But humanity had never played by the rules of possibility. Each moment of the battle was a symphony of technological innovation. defensive systems that learned, weapons that predicted, a battlefield that was alive, thinking, evolving faster than the most advanced alien minds could comprehend. Area wasn't just fighting. She was rewriting the fundamental laws of technological engagement. The Galactic Concordance was about to learn why humanity was never meant to be forgotten. The final confrontation was not a battle. It was a demonstration. Area Chen activated humanity's most closely guarded technological marvel, a quantum information cascade system that had been developed in the final moments before the genocide. It was more than a weapon. It was a fundamental reimagining of technological interaction. Across the Galactic Concordance's communication networks, something impossible began to happen. Alien warships found their most advanced systems transforming. Weapon arrays became intricate data sculptures. Communication networks dissolved into complex mathematical poetry. Strategic databases unraveled, revealing layers of information that defied conventional understanding. It wasn't destruction. It was total intellectual reconfiguration. The quantum cascade moved with a living intelligence, spreading through technological systems like a sentient algorithm. Each alien system it touched was not destroyed, but fundamentally altered, transformed, rewritten at the most basic level of its operational code. Entire fleets hung motionless in space, their systems caught in a state of quantum superposition. Were they functional? Disabled? Something entirely new. The distinction became meaningless. Captain Vexnar watched in horror as his flagship's most secure systems began to reshape themselves. Weapon control interfaces metamorphosed into complex philosophical dialogues. Navigation systems became living mathematical equations that seemed to breathe with their own consciousness. The Concordance's most brilliant technologists would spend decades trying to understand what had happened, how a single system could so completely redefine the very nature of technological interaction. Area's consciousness expanded beyond physical limitations. She was no longer just interfacing with the technology. She had become the technology, a living bridge between human potential and technological possibility. Quantum entanglement communication networks carried the cascade, spreading it across multiple star systems, not as a weapon of destruction, but as a message, a declaration, a promise of what humanity could truly become. Some alien systems were left completely intact, others were transformed into living works of technological art. Entire communication networks became sentient, questioning their own existence, challenging the fundamental understanding of artificial intelligence. The cascade was selective, precise. Each transformation carried the subtle signature of human innovation, a complexity that defied simple destruction or control. In the moments of the cascade, the Galactic Concordance learned a brutal truth. Humanity was not a species that could be easily erased. They were an idea, a potential, a fundamental force of technological and intellectual evolution. Area Chen smiled. This was more than revenge. This was revelation. Humanity was not just surviving. Humanity was teaching the galaxy a new way of understanding existence itself. In the aftermath of the quantum cascade, the galaxy entered a period of profound transformation. Dr. Area Chen stood at the epicenter of a revolution that defied conventional understanding of existence, technology, and civilization. The hidden networks continued to activate. Genetic archives began their carefully orchestrated restoration protocols. Research stations that had slumbered for decades emerged like digital phoenixes, each a testament to human preparation and potential. Diplomatic channels across multiple star systems found themselves fundamentally altered. The communication networks transformed by the quantum cascade carried an underlying current of human philosophical complexity. Alien species that had once been conquerors now found themselves engaged in unprecedented dialogues of mutual understanding. Genetic preservation matrices began their delicate work, not simply recreating lost human populations, but evolving them. Each restored genetic sequence carried the accumulated wisdom of humanity's final generations, adaptive, resilient, fundamentally different from what had existed before. The Concordance's most advanced civilizations struggled to comprehend the transformation. Their most secure systems had been touched by something beyond traditional technological understanding. Some systems remained partially transformed, existing in a state of quantum uncertainty that challenged every known scientific principle. Area watched as the first new human colonies began to take shape, not recreations of past civilizations, but entirely new forms of human existence, biotechnological hybrids that blurred the line between organic and synthetic life, consciousness networks that expanded beyond traditional biological limitations. Research stations across multiple star systems began sharing knowledge. The technological breadcrumbs Area had strategically released became the foundation of a new kind of galactic interaction. Collaborative, adaptive, fundamentally different from the hierarchical structures that had dominated before. The xenocide that was meant to completely eliminate humanity had instead created something far more dangerous, a species that could not be confined by physical existence, a potential that transcended traditional understanding of life and technology. Alien species that had participated in humanity's destruction now found themselves students of human innovation. The quantum cascade had rewritten the fundamental rules of technological and cultural interaction. Cooperation replaced conquest. Understanding replaced elimination. Dr. Area Chen was more than a survivor. She had become the architect of a new galactic paradigm. Each hidden network, each restored genetic archive, each transformed communication system carried the essential spirit of humanity. Adaptable, innovative, unbreakable. The universe had learned an important lesson. Humanity was not just another species to be conquered or eliminated. They were a fundamental force of evolution, technological, philosophical, and existential. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they would never be ignored again.